Okay, good evening students. Welcome to Basic Electrical Laboratory Lectures. So in this lecture I am going to explain verification of KCL and KVL. Dear students, this lecture is applicable only for Saptagiri College of Engineering students. So first I will explain verification of KCL. So this is a circuit diagram. We have taken a typical circuit to verify Kirchhoff current law. Okay, it consisting of two loops. This is one loop and this is another loop. So let's find current in all the resistance. So how to find current? First find effective resistance. So I will explain with calculations. R effective is equal to, see, R2 resistor and R3 resistance both are connected in parallel. That effective combination is in series with R1. So we can write effective resistance. R effective is equal to R1 plus R2 into R3. Because two resistors are connected in parallel, numerator multiply, denominator add it. So they will give values of resistance. You just substitute and calculate R effective. So how to calculate I1? E divided by R effective. What is the supply current? Voltage by entire resistance, effective resistance. That gives I1 current. Now we can find I2 and I3 current by applying current division rule. So current, supply current is I1. That I1 current will divide in these two branches. So we can apply current division rule. We can write equations for I2 and I3. So I2 can be written as supply current into, finding current in this resistance, you write other resistor. So that is R3 divided by R2 plus R3. That gives I2 current equation. Similarly, I3 can be written as current in this resistor is equal to supply current into other resistance. What is other resistance? R2. Supply current into R2 divided by R2 plus R3. So this gives I1, I2 and I3 currents. So you are verifying KCL at this particular node. This node point is P. Entering current to this node is I1 and outgoing currents to this node is I2 plus I3. So KCL statement is entering current is equal to outgoing currents. So add these two outgoing currents should be equal to supply current. So that is the experiment. See, once the calculation is done, if the calculations are correct, then only professor will allow you to do the conduction. If you done wrong calculations, so you are not supposed to do conduction at all. Okay. So do calculations correctly. Whatever the values will given in the question, according to that you find those currents. Okay. So now to measure I1 current, I am going to connect one ammeter here. Okay. Let's say A1 ammeter. And to measure I2 current, I will connect one ammeter here, that is A2. To measure current in R3 resistance, I will connect one ammeter. What is that ammeter? A3. That will measures I3 current. Ammeter A2 measures I2 current. Ammeter A1 measures I1 current. So now the same circuit we have to do it practically. Okay, we should check all these readings whether we get same as measured values or same as theoretical values in the measurement. Let's say this voltage plus and minus we are getting from regulated power supply. Okay, in lab we have regulated power supply. We can get variable DC output voltage from 0 to 30 volt and the RPS will operate at maximum loading current of 2 amperes. So the specification of regulated power supply is 0 to 30 volt bar 2 ampere. Okay. So now this is a KCL board, testing board we have given in the laboratory. So it is designed for two loops. So this is one loop and this will be the another loop. So whatever in the lab, like that I written as it is. See, look at here. So this plus all are connected. These are all internally connected. Wherever open is there you should do the connection. You can connect instrument or components. Okay, we can do the connections according to this circuit in this experimental setup. How many RPS are there? Only one RPS, one regulated power supply. See, in regulated power supply, zoom it and see. See, this is a toggle switch. You keep the toggle switch in upward direction, that will be in voltage mode. If you keep it in downward, that will be in current mode. So keep it in voltage mode. Toggle switch should be upward. Okay, next another one is here on and off switch will be there. This toggle switch should be in upward direction, then it will be on. If it is downward, it will be off. So after on and off button, there will be three knobs. 1, 2, 3. First knob is coherce button, second knob is fine button, and this one is last knob is current knob. So you should keep it current knob in the maximum position. Keep it in maximum position. Means by varying in clockwise direction, you keep the current knob in maximum position. And by varying this coherce button, you can apply the voltage, how much is required for the circuit. That voltage also given in the question. Okay, got it? So we can do the connection. Look at here guys, where plus is connected to ammeter. Plus is connected to ammeter. See, we should write here plus and minus, plus minus, plus minus. See, in the instruments, red color is written, that is plus, and black color is minus. We can do the connection. First, we need to provide supply to the board. We need to provide supply to the board. So that we can do it. So plus is connected to plus, and minus is connected to minus. And minus is connected to minus. So just how much voltage is required for that, I apply to the board. Okay, you can do the connections. But you apply voltage once all connection is done. Starting only don't apply voltage and do the connections. Okay, first do the connections, get checked by the professor. If he said okay, then apply the voltage whatever given in the question. Okay, so look at here. Now this plus is connected to ammeter starting point. So this is the starting point. This should go to plus. So this should get connected to here. Okay, next ammeter another end where it should go to resistor. Okay, so I will connect, initially I will connect it here. Ammeter another end, negative is connected here. Now I need to connect a resistor R1. So I am going to connect resistor R1 here. So I am connecting resistor R1. Okay, this resistor R1 I am connecting here. Next is another ammeter is there, A2. So this point is connected to plus. So connected to plus, and minus is connected to here. Minus is connected to here. Then after that what we have, R2 resistor. So I am connecting R2 resistor R2 between these two points. Okay, then finally, and from here to here there is no instrument, no component, no resistor, no instrument, no component. That this end is connected to this point. So this point is here. So you can join all this. You can join all this. Otherwise you can join from here to here directly. Okay. So I am going to join from here to here. If there is a lot of wires, so don't do like this. You can do connection in this way. So join this to, join this, and join this. So it becomes like this only. If wires are more, do like this. If it is less, connect directly from here to here, forward. Next is one more ammeter. So plus is connected. So red pin is plus, it is connected to red, and black is connected to black. Actually, I can write red here, black here. But in instrument, red is right side, black is left side. So like that I written here. So next look at here. R3 resistors I need to place. Now you connect R3 resistor here. Okay. R3 resistor, you can connect it here. R3 is connected. Then finally, we don't have any instrument or component. So this is connected back to negative of the supply. You can join a wire from here to here. Otherwise, you join individually. Whichever is convenient for you, that you can do it. So connection is done. Now call the professor and show your connecting wires and all. Professor will check and he will say yes, it is correct or wrong. If it is correct, then you will ask procedure, how you are going to turn on the experiment and how you are going to take the readings. Okay. you should say. Okay. So first switch on the supply. This should be in voltage mode. Switch on the supply and slowly increase the voltage by varying the coherce button. By varying coherce button, increase the voltage to the given value. Okay. And this fine button is used for exact adjustment of the given voltage. Then that voltage will appear to the circuit and the ammeter will show the readings current flowing through all the resistors. So we can verify KCL at this particular node. This is point P and this is point Q. Entering current is I1 and outgoing currents are I2 and I3. Okay. So we have calculated I1, I2 and I3 theoretical readings like this. So practically we are getting like this. That you can show to the professor. Okay, got it. And another is there will be definitely difference in the readings. Suppose if you calculated I1 current is 0.047, in the instrument it will show 0.045. What about 0.02? That is missing. Why? That is the reason for, because whatever the resistors we have in laboratory, it is having 10 to 20% tolerances in the resistor values. Okay. Suppose if you take 100 ohm resistors, it will be 110 ohm resistors or 90 ohms. So lot of tolerances. Due to that, your practical readings will not match your theoretical calculated readings. Because theoretical readings, you have taken exact value of resistance. So therefore, no problem. Same resistance if you connect, definitely you will get both theoretical and practical readings will match. But practically, the readings will get slightly lesser than what you calculated theoretically. What is the reason for that? The reason is tolerances in the resistances. Okay, got it? So this is ammeter 1 measures I1 current. This is ammeter 2 measures I2 current. And this is ammeter 3 measures I3 current. So pause the video and then copy down. Okay. So after this, I will go for KVL experiments. Pause the video and then copy down. Okay, dear students, now we can do KVL experiment. So verification of KVL. So to verify KVL, we have taken a typical circuit consisting of only one loop. Okay, it is a closed circuit. So now we can determine what is current flowing through the circuit. Okay. So we can take a clockwise direction, assume the direction of current in a clockwise direction. So this current entered the resistor marked place, leaves negative. Entering to the resistor marked place, leaves negative. Don't modify polarity of EMF source. It is fixed. Bigger one is anode plate and smaller one is cathode terminal of a battery. Again, current is entering, mark plus, leaves negative. Current is entering, mark plus, leaves negative. Apply KVL to this loop. Applying KVL to this loop. See, when a current enters from minus to positive, you should write voltage rise E1, and minus, plus to minus drop. This current flows from plus to minus for a resistor. So you should write drop. What is the drop? Very good. IR1 plus to minus drop minus IR2 minus to plus rise plus E2 plus to minus drop minus IR3, okay, plus to minus drop minus IR4 is equal to 0. Don't forget to write 0. This is KVL statement. In any closed circuit, the algebraic sum of all the EMF sources and individual potential drops taken with proper sign convention would add up to 0. Okay, got it? So now you group all EMF sources, E1 plus E2, we can write it as, and shift all this drops to right side. It becomes positive. Then we can write IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3 plus IR4. Okay. Now take I common factor. Then you get R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. R3 plus R4 is equal to left hand side E1 plus E2. Now write equation for current I. I can be written as E1 plus E2 divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. So they will give all the values in the question. what is E1 value, E2 value, and all the resistors values are given. So for that you find out the current I. Later find voltage across each and every resistance. What is voltage drop across R1? I into R1, that is V1, I R1. Okay, then find V2, I into R2. What is voltage drop across R3 resistors? Very good, I into R3, I into R3. What is voltage drop across resistor 4? I into R4. See, finally, if you add all these voltage drops, adding V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4, you should get the summation of E1 plus E2. That is the KVL statement. In any closed circuit, the algebraic sum of all the EMF sources is equal to sum of individual potential drops. Okay, got it? That is also another statement. So you are going to verify summation of EMF source should be equal to summation of voltage drops. Okay, summation V or IR drops. V or IR drops. IR drop. Both are correct. That thing you are going to verify. See, in order to measure V1, V2, V3 and V4, what I am doing means I am connecting a voltmeter across all the resistors. So across R1 is V1, voltage V1, voltmeter 1. So now connect to voltmeter V2, okay, and connect to voltmeter V3 to find the voltage drop across R3 resistor, and connect to voltmeter V4 to find voltage drop across R4 resistor. So now we have to rig up this circuit in an experimental. Okay, in experimental setup, you will get for EMF source, you will get RPS, regulated power supply. Two regulated power supplies are there. That's why I have taken two RPS, RPS 1 and regulated power supply 2, RPS 2. So we can do the connections. But while doing connection, the regulated power supply should be kept in off mode. And for this regulated power supply, we have power card. Okay, power card. So don't connect to regulated power supply starting only. It keep switch off and don't connect this to supply. Similarly for this also. Let's do the connections. Before doing connections, what are all the resistor values given in the question? Take those resistors and connecting wires, everything. Okay. See, now look at here. So start connection like this. So plus E1 voltage source is this one, E2 is this one. So this is E2, voltage source E2, and this one is voltage source E1. So plus is connected to where? Starting of resistor R1. So before that I am taking supply to the board. Okay. See, now plus is connected to plus and minus is connected to minus. Means whatever the voltage you apply, that will come to the board. Okay, now do the connections. Before connecting voltmeters, first to do the circuit. Where R1 resistor is connected. So if I connect R1 from here to here, this will be open. There is no open circuit here. You should short. If you connect R1 resistor only these two terminals, then you have to join these two with wire. Otherwise, our lab resistors are, you can connect for long distance. So you can connect R1 here. Okay. R1 resistance you can connect over from here to here directly. Okay. Next, R2 resistor. Where you can connect R2 resistance? That is in another way. See, only one loop is there. You can utilize this only this part. Otherwise, you can utilize this part. Otherwise, you can utilize the outer loop. You can use this loop or you can use outer loop. Choice is yours. So I am going to use outer loop. Okay. So next, R2 resistor. I am connecting from here to here. Okay. R2 resistor I will connect from there to there. Then EMF source I will think it to later. Next, R3 resistors. R3 resistor I will connect from, okay, from here to here. Okay, R3 resistor. Then R4 resistors I will connect from here to here. So R4 resistor. So if you connect from here to here, then obviously you should join this two. Otherwise it become open circuit. Okay, got it? See, now I need to connect a voltage source R2 finishing in resistance and R3 starting the resistor. You have to connect plus of E2 should go to R3, minus of E2 should go to R2. Like that you should connect. So E2 is here, so plus is here. Where the plus terminal should go? Plus should go to R3. So plus, I am taking this plus, I am connecting here. I am connecting here. If I connect here, that will get connected. Also, it is go to R3. Next, minus is connected to R2. So minus is here. Minus is here. So I will take it from top side. Okay. Minus is connected to R2. See, R2 another end. All these are connected, internally connected. R2. See, suppose if you connect R3, if you connect plus here means, then it will be open circuit. Then you should join with one wire. Okay, got it? Understood? But don't short plus and minus. Don't short plus and minus. Plus and minus, there should be a gap. Okay. See, plus is here, minus is here. Lot of gap is there. No problem. Here also not connected. See, now the circuit is completed. What is left now? You have to connect voltmeter. So take a voltmeter. Okay, take voltmeter V1. Okay, only one voltmeter you take. So plus is here and minus is here. Voltmeter, digital voltmeter. Okay, DC voltmeters. So minus is here and plus will be here. You connect voltmeter V1. So across the resistor only, this plus pin is connected here and this minus pin should connect here. Okay, got it? So it will measure V1. Like that, okay, you connect one more voltmeter here, one more voltmeter here, one more voltmeter here. At a time it will show the readings V1, V2, V3, V4. Add all the readings. That should get summation of EMF source. But practically you won't get. Okay. There is a difference. Why the difference? Because tolerances in the resistors. Okay, got it? See guys, once everything is done, you must call professor. Don't switch on anything in the laboratory without getting permission from the professor. So now, once everything is cleared and okay said by professor, then you should connect the plugs of RPS1, connect the plugs of RPS2, okay, on either side. And for this voltmeter also, one long tail is there, okay. That should also connect to the plug. So in previous in ammeters also, we are using 3 ammeters. We have a plug that should insert to the supply, okay, or power plug to the socket. See, insert the power plug of both the RPS to the supply, then switch it on. Before switching on, both RPS should be in voltage mode. In the topmost right corner, toggle switch will be there. That toggle should be upward direction, means that is in voltage mode. And switch on the toggle switch of on and off button. If it is on, both the side you kept on. Okay. Now apply the voltage what is given in the question. E1 they will give some voltage, E2 they will give some voltage. Let's say 25 volts, 20 volts. So 25 volts you apply here by varying in clockwise direction. Here also you apply in 20 volts in clockwise direction. Later note down the readings. But initially you connected 1 voltmeter now. So once you measured V1, copy down in the notebook or in the booklet, and again remove these 2 pins and connect it over here. Then connect it over here. Then connect it over here. Like that you measure V1, V2, V3, V4 like this. V1 and same wires V2, V3, V4. If we get a negative reading while measuring like that, just interchange the wires. If you interchange the wires, you will get positive readings. Okay guys, got it? I hope you understood KCL, KVL experiment. Okay, both calculations as well as how to do the connections. Okay guys, got it? See, while doing the experiment, if you didn't get output means, so there is some internal connection is there na. This might be not connected. Okay, like that, it may be open. Under such condition, you won't get results. Okay, don't get panic. Take the multimeter. You know how to check the board. Okay, whether continuity is there in the connected pins. Okay, got it. So have a nice day. Take care. So in the next video, I will do open and short circuit test. Bye bye.